Riyadh, the place where the G20 summit would have been held. They're using a giant projector to display the images of the participants, but because of COVID-19, they'll be taking part virtually, lessening the impact of this annual meeting of world leaders and of the efforts of its host, Saudi Arabia, to rehabilitate its reputation.
The red lines was the king, the red lines were certain issues.
A counter-summit's already been held online to highlight human rights abuses, ranging from the murder of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi to its attacks on civilians during the war in Yemen and the continued detention of political and human rights activists in Saudi jails. The sister of Loujain al-Hathlul, a women's rights campaigner imprisoned for 2.5 years, was among those who spoke.
She was electrocuted, waterboarded, sexually harassed, threatened with rape, murder, and this was done by Saudi officials, one of them being Saud al-Qahtani, who's MBS's right-hand man.
MBS, a reference to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He'll be concerned to see leading political figures from the US Democratic Party taking part in this event.
I have also spoken out when Saudi authorities arrested peaceful activists.
The incoming Democratic President, Joe Biden, has promised a much more clear-eyed policy regarding the kingdom. At UN headquarters, I asked one participant of the G20, the Secretary General, for his view of Saudi's human rights record.
I'm talking about the lack of proper accountability for the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, the continued detention of political prisoners, including women activists, and reports of torture. Secretary General, you have the chance to address all of this fully, or you can dodge my question. But wouldn't that be effectively green-lighting more abuses by the Saudi regime?
It is not by chance that in what I've just said, there is a clear reference to the need of all these programs to have one objective, that everybody should be able to enjoy full human rights in a healthy planet. And full human rights apply to all countries, including the host country of the G20.
What about those specific abuses in the host country?
That's what I'm saying. What we want is human rights everywhere, including in the host country.
The Secretary General will take part in the virtual summit from New York. He wants the G20 to extend in duration and scope debt relief it offered to some of the world's poorest countries earlier in the year. However, an early draft of the final communiqué seen by journalists suggests he may fail in that attempt. James Bayes, Al Jazeera at the United Nations.